In the quiet suburb of Norwood Park, Chicago, the house at 8213 West Summerdale Avenue stood like a sentinel of normalcy. Its tidy lawn and cheery yellow siding hid a secret that would claw at the edges of nightmares. In 1978, the world would learn of John Wayne Gacy, the killer clown, whose monstrous deeds turned that house into a tomb for 33 young souls. This is not his story. It's theirs. The boys who walked into a trap and never came out. The air was thick with December frost when 15-year-old Tommy slipped out of his family's apartment. It was 1978 and he needed cash. A friend had mentioned a contractor hiring kids for odd jobs, good money, no questions asked. Tommy, wiry and restless, followed the directions to Summerdale Avenue. The house looked ordinary, its porch light casting a warm glow. He knocked, and a heavy-set man answered, his smile wide, his eyes glinting like polished glass. "Call me John," he said, ushering Tommy inside. The door clicked shut, and the world went silent. Inside, the house smelled wrong. A sickly mix of lime and something rancid, like meat left to rot. John offered Tommy a drink, his voice smooth, promising work. "Let's talk business," he said, pouring whiskey from a cloudy bottle. Tommy hesitated but sipped, the liquid burning his throat. The room spun. John's grin widened, and before Tommy could move, a chloroform-soaked rag clamped over his face. Darkness swallowed him. He woke in a basement, wrists bound, a rope biting into his neck. The walls seemed to pulse, damp and alive, as John loomed overhead. "Just a magic trick," John whispered, tightening the rope. Tommy's screams were muffled by the house's thick walls, swallowed by the crawl space below, where shadows writhed. The rope trick wasn't magic. It was death, a tourniquet that stole breath and life. Tommy's body went still, another secret for the house to keep. The crawl space was a graveyard, a suffocating maze of dirt and decay. 29 boys lay there, their bones tangled in a grotesque embrace. Michael, 17, who'd dreamed of fixing cars. Billy, 16, who'd run from a broken home. Each had walked through that door, lured by promises of work or warmth. John, the clown who delighted children as Pogo, had a different face here. He'd laugh as he tortured them, his hands steady, his heart cold. The house watched, its floors creaking, its walls stained with the echo of their pain. Upstairs, John lived his other life. He hosted barbecues, his neighbors oblivious to the stench wafting from below. He shook hands with politicians, his clown makeup smeared on for charity events. The community adored him, blind to the monster who dumped bodies in the Des Plaines River when the crawl space overflowed. The river carried 4 boys away, their names, James, Robert, and others, whispered only in grief. But the house was restless. At night, it groaned, as if the boys' spirits clawed at its foundation. A faint tapping echoed from the crawl space, like fingers scraping dirt. Neighbors swore they heard cries, faint and fleeting, dismissed as wind. John ignored it, his confidence unshaken. He'd evaded police for years, his charm a perfect mask. Missing boys were just runaways, the cops said. No one looked too closely at the contractor with the big smile. Then came Robert Pierst, a boy who wouldn't be forgotten. On December 11, 1978, he told his mother he was meeting a contractor. He never returned. His family hounded the police, their desperation piercing John's facade. Detectives circled, sniffing around Summerdale. On December the 13th, they entered the house. The smell hit them, a putrid wave. They left, but returned on December 21st, armed with a warrant. Flashlights pierced the crawl space, revealing a horror beyond comprehension. Bodies, stacked and rotting. The boys' faces frozen in silent screams. John's mask shattered. Arrested, he confessed, his voice flat, as if reciting a grocery list. 33 murders, each a ritual of control. The house was torn open, its secrets laid bare. Excavators unearthed the crawl space, pulling out remains while families wept. The nation watched, horrified, as the killer clown became a legend of a terror. John's trial in 1980 was a formality. 33 guilty verdicts, a death sentence. In 94, he died by lethal injection. His final words a snarl. The house was raked, but its shadow lingered. Today, a new house stands on Summerdale. Its walls clean, its lawn green. But locals avoid it. They say the ground hums at night, a low, mournful sound. Some swear they see figures in the windows. Boys, pale and pleading, their eyes hollow. The crawl space is gone, but the earth remembers. It holds the boys' stories, their fear, their fight. And somewhere, in the dark, the house on Summerdale still watches, waiting for someone else to knock.